did I really sell the Evo? Good morning, YouTube. I hope everyone's having a freaking amazing day. Today, what we're gonna be doing on the Evo is somewhat important. Just like yesterday's video was pretty important. Today, we're essentially making the Evo not burn down to the ground. Ever since I got this ETS kit with the 6266 precision, I can never say that right, turbo on this car, a lot of you guys have messaged me saying, Devin, you need a freaking turbo heat shield. So that's what we're doing today. We're doing a turbo heat shield. Not only that, we're doing the heat shield and the turbo blanket as well. Double protection. I really don't want this thing burning down to the ground. I've heard horror stories before. I did talk to English Racing, my tuner, and also ETS about the situation. They said it'd be fine just the way the kit is designed, but I'd rather be safe than sorry. I'd rather pay the couple $100 for both these parts versus burning my car down to the ground. Alright, so the stuff we're using today, we have a WTF tuned heat shield. It's a gnarly, it's massive heat shield. This thing should work wonders on this car. And then the turbo blanket we're running is a PTP. It's a lava version turbo blanket. These are rated for the highest amount of heat and just what was recommended to me by my tuner, so that's why I decided to pick that up. Both links will be down below. Let's get this hood popped. I'm pretty sure we're gonna have to pull off that strut tower bar and maybe even modify this heat shield. Maybe even modify this heat shield to fit this turbo kit. I think the wastegates are kind of in the way, so I may have to trim that heat shield a little bit. If you haven't seen the install video for that radium catch can setup, I'll have it linked right up in the top right hand corner. Much needed on this car. I'll briefly explain why I'm doing all this on the car real quick. As you can see back there, I had to remove the factory turbo heat shield. It was hitting the wastegates and rattling, making a bunch of racket. Sometimes this firewall protectant can catch on fire. There's a wiring back there that can catch on fire. And if that catches on fire, you're kind of screwed. So that's why I'm doing what I'm doing. This strut tower bar right here is going to be in the way, so I'm going to rip that off. Just 14mm nuts, 3 there, 2 14mm bolts right there. Alright, so as you saw, I tried to get this heat shield on, just slide it up in there a little bit, and right off the bat, it's just being a pain. Unfortunately, I think I may have to remove my turbo and then that rear wastegate. I don't know if you guys can see that way down there. I may have to remove that as well, just to get this heat shield on. Then I could set the wastegate back up on there, kind of trim what I need to trim, and then hopefully get everything on. But I was expecting this thing to bolt right on. Well, that escalated quickly. I have turbo sent off to the side. I have the wastegate off. I really want to get the downpipe off, but I'm not going to just because it's kind of a lot of work right now. Trying to get this car up in the air. But now we can get the heat shield on and then kind of set up the wastegate on there and figure out where exactly I need to cut it. It's going to be somewhere right in this area right here where I need to cut the heat shield for that wastegate. All right, so I got it all marked up where the wastegate was hitting, that black line there. So I'm just going to cut right here. That line, come back out, and hopefully that should be enough. I hate taking so much material off that, but I kind of need it on there, so I have to do whatever it takes. All right, we got it all cut out. No, it's not the most pretty cut in the world, but I think it's gonna do the trick. I'm gonna bolt this thing up on the car and see if that wastegate clears it. Let's hope it does. After a few more slight mods, cuts, and bends, I got the heat shield on the car. Check this fatty thing out. I think that alone would be plenty, but I might as well throw this turbo blanket on as well. Where'd it go? Just because I have it. This fatty PTP lava turbo blanket. I'm gonna throw this on the turbo while it's off the car. Be a lot easier to do, and then we can get the turbo back on. I've always been super nervous to drive this thing when it's really, really hot out and when I'm getting on it because that manifold gets so hot, the turbo gets so hot, I don't want to light the car on fire. That's the reason I'm doing all this. So I can finally drive the car now, not worrying about burning the damn thing down. Literally, dude, it's been like 4 or 5 hours and I finally got the Evo done. After I got the WTF heat shield on, it was such a pain to get the turbo back on the car, got all the oil lines hooked up and all that. I didn't end up getting the turbo blanket on just because I got the wire with the turbo blanket and not the springs. And as soon as I got the blanket on the turbo, well, for starters, I was gonna put the blanket on the turbo outside the car, but then I couldn't get the bottom V-band clamp on. So then I was gonna do it with the turbo on the car, but then after I got the turbo on the car, I couldn't get the wire on the turbo blanket to keep it on the car. So I ordered some springs up for that. I'll get that on in a few days. We should be good to go for now though. Let me show you what it all looks like all said and done. It looks pretty damn clean. There it is. Like I said, it looks pretty clean. I'm pretty stoked on it. It should make for a much more, not necessarily reliable, but that's the only word I can think of. Should be good to go. You guys probably did see the title of this video. Did I really sell the Evo? Of course I didn't sell the Evo. As you see, it's still behind me. I'll give you the little backstory on it. Earlier this morning, right after I pulled the turbo off, someone called me up on the Subaru Legacy that we had for sale, and they wanted to buy it, so I went and sold it. And then as I was walking, I put a little Instagram story on of like a couple $100 bills, and then I said I sold the Evo. And holy shit, guys, the messages I was getting on Instagram about people thinking that I sold the Evo was harsh. Like, Devin, you're stupid as f. Why would you sell the Evo? You really sold the Evo over that piece of shit FRS? Just stuff like that. Like, come on, guys. No, I didn't sell the Evo. It was just a little funny joke, and people took it way too far. It's pretty wild. So obviously I didn't sell the Evo. It's behind me. Will I sell it? Yeah, I'll probably sell it eventually, but not anytime soon. Of course, I can't sell it yet. I just made some good power out of it. And when are you watching this? You're probably watching this Wednesday. On Friday, some dope stuff comes in for the Evo. So be prepared to see some more dope content coming for this car. Am I the only one who has to go? Say I'm driving, right, first gear. In order to hit reverse without it grinding, I hit fifth, come back to neutral, and then hit reverse. It works every single time. Ever since I got that car, it's just what I've been having to do. I figured I'd give you guys a little update on the issue I was having with the car as well. The stalling at stoplights, it's actually still doing it. Still doing it. I emailed my tuner. I don't know if you guys remember the whole thing with English Racing, how the guy at the front desk is kind of a dick. When I called him last time to talk about the problem, he really didn't know what I was talking about. So I emailed my tuner, and he's actually editing my map a little bit for me, and he's gonna adjust some stuff with the idle AFRs or something, I don't really know, and then sending me over a new map. I should have that tomorrow, so expect to see that in tomorrow's video. I'm really hoping that fixes the issue. No, I didn't sell the freaking Evo. I'm sitting in it right now. I'm sorry to scare you guys like that. I thought it was just a funny little joke, but damn, you guys go wild on me. Like I said earlier, the turbo blanket that I'm gonna run and this heat shield I just put on the car, I'll have them linked down below, so go use those links. If you're stoked that we sold the Legacy and not the Evo, let me know by going down below, smashing that thumbs up button. Also, one more thing before we end off this video. When I sell the Evo, if that day ever comes, let me know in the comment section below what you would like to see next on the channel. What kind of car build you would like to, ooh, that sounds bright. What kind of car build you would like to see next on the channel, whether that be like a 240, a different Evo, like Evo 8 or Evo 9, like R35 GTR, that'd be dope. But what do you guys want to see on the channel? Go down below, let me know in the comment section. All right, that's gonna be it for this video. Really hope you enjoyed it. If you did, hit that subscribe button right up in the top left corner. Thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you guys tomorrow.